Hello everyone, welcome to this series on cultural studies, and in this video we are going to discuss the concept of archive given by Michel Foucault. Introduction. Michel Foucault, a prominent French philosopher and social theorist, introduced the concept of the archive as part of his archaeological analysis of forms of thought. Foucault's notion of the archive is central to understanding the complex interplay between knowledge, discourse, and power within societies across different historical periods. This video explores Foucault's concept of the archive, its significance in his broader theoretical framework, and its implications for understanding historical and contemporary forms of discourse. Definition of the archive. According to Foucault, the archive is the general system of the formation and transformation of statements. This definition emphasizes that the archive is more than a repository of documents. It is a framework that determines the conditions under which statements emerge, persist, and disappear. The archive encompasses the rules and practices that make certain statements possible while excluding others. It shapes what can be said, thought, and known at any given time, reflecting the dynamic and contingent nature of knowledge, discursive practice, and enunciability. Central to Foucault's concept of the archive is the idea of discursive practice. Discursive practices are the rules and procedures that govern the production of statements within a particular domain of knowledge. These practices define what counts as a meaningful statement, who is authorized to speak, and what kinds of statements are legitimate. The archive underpins these discursive practices, enabling statements to be articulated and recognized as part of a given discourse. It sets the boundaries of enunciability, shaping the discourses that dominate a particular historical period. Historical analysis. Foucault's archaeological method involves analyzing the archive to uncover the underlying rules and structures that govern the production of knowledge. This approach contrasts with traditional historical methods that focus on the continuity and development of ideas over time. Instead, Foucault's archaeology seeks to reveal the ruptures, discontinuities, and transformations that characterize the history of thought. For Foucault, the archive comprises discourses that have just ceased to be ours. By analyzing the archive, Foucault aims to demonstrate that knowledge is historically situated and subject to change. Implications of the archive. Foucault's concept of the archive has profound implications for understanding the nature of knowledge, power, and identity. It challenges the notion of a stable, continuous history of ideas, positing instead that knowledge is contingent and shaped by specific discursive practices. The archive underscores the role of power in the production of knowledge by determining what can be said and who can speak. This perspective invites a critical examination of the assumptions and biases underlying our knowledge systems, highlighting the complex interplay between knowledge, power, and identity. Power and the archive. In Foucault's framework, the archive reflects and reinforces power relations within society. By setting the conditions for what can be said and who can speak, the archive both mirrors and sustains existing power dynamics. Certain discourses are privileged while others are marginalized or excluded altogether. This process shapes our understanding of reality and reinforces social hierarchies. Foucault's analysis reveals how power operates through knowledge production, challenging us to recognize and question these dynamics. Conclusion. Michel Foucault's concept of the archive provides a powerful framework for analyzing the production and transformation of knowledge within society. By focusing on the rules and structures that govern discursive practices, Foucault's archaeology reveals the contingent and historically situated nature of knowledge. The archive, as Foucault conceives it, is a dynamic system that shapes what can be said, thought, and known, reflecting and reinforcing power relations within society. This concept challenges traditional historical approaches and invites us to critically examine the assumptions underlying our knowledge systems, highlighting the intricate relationship between knowledge, power, and identity. So this was the discussion on the term archive. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other term. Until then, goodbye and thank you.